We are back here in Flat Rock, Michigan for Game 2 of this doubleheader between the Muskegon Clippers and the Lake Erie Monarchs. Underway already in Game 2, and Travis Janes has just drawn a 5-pitch walk to start things off. Alex Tice, the starting pitcher here today in Game 2 for the Monarchs, one of the 4 Monarchs All-Stars, will make the start here today. Travis Janes, the starting left fielder, will now give way to Connor Henderson, who had himself a nice ball game in Game 1. A 5-1 victory for the Muskegon Clippers. Kevin Peel here with you again. Thanks so much for joining us. Starting just before 8:30 here today in Game 2. Swing and a miss from Connor Henderson for strike 1. We'll get you those defensive alignments in just a moment as we continue to get you set up for baseball. 1-0 to Connor Henderson. Instead, a toss on over to first, and back safely is Travis Janes. We were mentioning in Game 1 just how prolific some of these base stealers are for the Muskegon Clippers. 3 guys have been caught twice or less and have stolen 14 bases or more. Pitches over the inside corner. Strike 2 to Connor Henderson. And Travis Janes is one of those guys. He has stolen 16 bases successfully this year and not been caught once. Wind starting to pick up here in Game 2. Beautiful night for baseball, though, here in Flat Rock. 0-2 is low and in, skips away from Jake Gaudreau, and Janes will steal the base. As the ball did get away, but it really just made a formality out of the issue. So Travis Janes is at second base here with nobody out in the top of the first, and Muskegon once again looking to get on the board right away here. They didn't take long to get on the board in the first game, scoring in consecutive innings the second, third, and fourth to go in front. Here's the 0-2 on the way to Connor Henderson. A curveball is chopped over to third. Balgard looks the runner back towards second, throws on to first for the out. One down here in the top of the first. Let's take a look at that defensive alignment for the Monarchs. Left to right in the outfield, Schwarzenberger, O'Laughlin, Dyke. Left side of the infield of Balgard, Lambeau, third and short. Prater and Slattery at second and first. Tice and Gaudreau. The battery here today, Gaudreau doing the catching. He had Game 1 off. So now the number 3 man in the order, Jimmy Roach from Western Michigan, steps in. Jimmy donning the number 7. And the pitch is over the outside corner for strike 1. Jimmy Roach had himself a good ball game at the end, went 1 for 4 with a double in the 7th inning, although did not score. Roach getting the start at short once again here. The 0-1 is low in the dirt, ball 1. Very similar lineup with a couple of changes for Muskegon in Game 2. Ryan Blake Jones in the on-deck circle, getting ready to oppose the lefty Alex Tice. 1-1, and it's inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Our home plate umpire is Larry Bilarucki for Game 2, calling the balls and strikes. Grant Henderson is on the base paths, and he is currently out behind the mound, stationed behind Tice. 2-1 pitch on the way. Fastball low and away, and it's 3-1 to Jimmy Roach. Muskegon Clippers now 21-18 on the season with their victory in Game 1. They also took the season series, 3-0 so far, with the opportunity to try and sweep it here tonight in Game 2. 3-1, high ball 4, and Jimmy Roach will draw the second walk of the inning from Alex Tice. Runners at first and second, 1 out in the first, and the Monarchs are trailing. Nope, not quite yet. It's no score. They trailed almost all the way through that first game. The only run coming in the bottom of the 6th for the Monarchs. Ryan Blake Jones will step up. Blake Jones hit a home run in Game 1. Runner takes off for third, and it's fouled out of play to the right. No balls and a strike. So that wind, we mentioned it would probably cool things down as we went along here tonight. West-northwest winds at 11 miles an hour as we play here just after 8:30 in the evening. 74 degrees in Flat Rock with partly cloudy conditions. Still a nice night for baseball. You might want to get the sweatshirt out by the end of it. 0-1 misses low, 1-1 on Ryan Blake Jones, the right-handed hitting first baseman for Muskegon. First time Muskegon has been in Flat Rock, taking on their Michigan rivals. 1-1 on the way, and it's low and inside to Ryan Blake Jones, chasing him off the plate. 2 balls and a strike with 1 out here in the top of the first. Runners at first and second, no score. The pitch is flown to right field, backing up on it. Dyke still going back towards the fence, at the fence, and Dyke can't make the catch. He'll stay in the ballpark. Runners dashing towards home. Travis Janes is coming home, and he will score on the play as the ball rolls into home. Ryan Blake Jones loves the opposite field. He has almost clobbered 2 home runs there tonight. He did hit 1 in the first game, but he will have an RBI double here in game 1. Well, in game 2 to make it a 1-0 game. Up to third goes Jimmy Roach, and Ryan Blake Jones is at second. That was a towering fly ball hit to right field. And it turns out to be a high double. And the Monarchs again trailing early. Ball low and in to Blake Dunn, who steps in, batting in the 5-hole again here in game 2. Another all-star for the North was Blake Dunn, starting in right field again here in game 2. Ball's well outside. 2 balls and no strikes on Blake Dunn. Mason Stites, he was pulled pretty quickly in game 1, but Stites is back in there in the lineup and batting 6th and playing third base. And now a fly ball hit by Dunn. That will get well out of play. Down the first base side. 2 balls and a strike. So the Monarchs closing their final full series of the home slate here tonight against the Clippers. They have a home-and-home set with the Galleon Graders. They'll play at 7:05 here at Flat Rock Field tomorrow, 4:05 in Galleon on Sunday. And the pitch to Blake Dunn is outside. 3 balls and a strike. Blake Dunn in on the right side. And the 3-1 is high and outside. Ball 4. 3 walks in the inning from Alex Tice. And the bases are loaded for the first time tonight for Mason Stites. And we mentioned Stites has had good numbers this year against the Lake Erie Monarchs, so not exactly the man you want to see up here if you're the Monarchs. Clippers have won 7 of 8 games now after triumphing in game 1 of this series. Had their 6-game winning streak snapped by the Lima Locos on Wednesday night. So now a quick mound visit between first-year pitching coach Brad Merritt, Alex Tice, and the catcher Jake Goudreau just to get things in order. Monarchs down 1-0 here right away with 1 out in the top of the first. Telling Mason Stites to be aggressive while at the same time patient is the third base coach. Strike 1 into Mason Stites. Stites gets the start at third base tonight for this Muskegon team. Hitting .286, 3 homers, 17 RBIs entering the day. Swing and a miss. He's behind the pitch, 0-2. But Stites in game 1 went 1 for 1 with a single, and then he was out 7-2 trying to come home on a bloop single hit by Mike Monahan in the second inning, then did not return to the game. 0-2 to Stites, swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the curveball. Alex Tice did. That's his first strikeout. And the Monarchs are closer to getting out of this jam. Base is still full. Muskegon on the board, 1-0. And Nolan Bryant will take his cuts. Bryant entering the day at 276 with 2 homers and 24 RBIs. Added a double for his efforts. Now a fastball gets away from Tice, although the runner at third, Jimmy Roach, was not coming home on the play, so no one's going to move up, and it's just going to be ball 1 to Nolan Bryant. A fortunate break here for the Lake Erie Monarchs that easily, you would think, have brought the run home, especially Roach with decent speed. Tice, the left-handed pitcher, against the lefty Nolan Bryant. 1-0. Fastball high and away. 2-0 is the count on Alex Tice. Tice comes set, about chest high, and delivers the 2-0. It's up for ball 3. 3-0. Now you get into a nervous moment here. If you're Alex Tice, you got to throw a strike. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And he's well behind Bryant. 3-0. Fastball over the outer half. Strike 1 called by Larry Bilarucki. Monarchs and Clippers, the only doubleheader of the day today. No other rainouts yesterday except for in Flat Rock. 3-1. Fastball grounded through the right side. A base hit. This is going to bring home at least 1. Roach scores, and that will be it on the play. RBI single for Nolan Bryant, lacing a pitch right through the right side. RBI number 25 for Bryant, and it's 2-0 Muskegon. 2 run scoring hits here in the top of the first to take the lead. And that was no cheapie of a base hit. Scoring on the play was Roach. Bryant moves Blake Jones over to third and Dunn over to second. So they're still loaded for Jack Butler, the DH. Did not see him in game 1. Curveball just outside. Great pitch, but called a ball. 1-0. Tice takes a look towards first, the 1-0. Fastball over the inside corner. Even up the count, 1-1 on Jack Butler. Butler this year hitting .276 with a homer and 13 RBIs. 30th game he has competed in for the Muskegon Clippers. 1-1 is chopped over towards first. Charging in his Slattery. He'll go to the bag by himself and end the inning that did not go as planned for the Monarchs. But it could have been worse as well. Muskegon scores 2 runs on 2 hits, and they leave them loaded. Bottom of the first is next here in Flat Rock, and the Monarchs are in a 2-0 hole. You're listening to Lake Erie Monarchs Baseball on monarchsradio.com. Bottom one here in Flat Rock. The Lake Erie Monarchs coming to bat, but they trail it by a score of 2-0 as Caleb Balgard will try and get things going. Balgard, Prater, and Lambo, the top three in the order once again for the Monarchs here in Game 2. Very similar order, except the designated hitter has been switched out. Pitch to Balgard, skips in ball one from Jared Mayle. Starting pitcher here in Game 2 for the Muskegon Clippers. Boy, did their starter in Game 1 have a night. 1-0 is a called strike to Caleb Balgard, 1-1. Line just one hit, one run and 4 hits. Balgard with a swing and a foul ball at home plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Balgard, team high 342 batting average entering the day with 5 homers and 18 RBIs. He went 0 for 3 in Game 1 out of the leadoff spot. 1-2 skips in. Nicely blocked there by the catcher Nathan Stevens. New backstop for Game 2. 2-2 count. Mayle delivers. Righty nearly hit him. Up and in. 3-2 on Caleb Balgard. Jared Mayle from Saranac, Michigan. 3-2 is a little blooper on the grass of the infield, and Balgard's going to leg it out for an infield single. Dropped it right in front of Jimmy Roach. Monarchs got their first hit of the first game in that fashion, too, an infield single. They'll take it, trying to erase a 2-0 deficit here in the bottom of the first. And that will bring up Will Prater. Will Prater starting at second base again here in Game 2. Hit a massive solo homer in the 6th inning of last game. Strike one at the knees. 0-1. So a homer and 4 RBIs for Will Prater this year now. He was 1 for 3 in that game, so increased the batting average slightly. Balgard takes, or bluffs, taking off, and it's a ball low to Will Prater. 1-1. Prater entering the day had a 307 average, up into the 3 teens now. Making his 25th appearance. 1-1 fastballs outside from Mayle. 2 balls and a strike. Jared Mayle from the University of Connecticut. He is a Husky. 2-1. Fastball outside, and it's 3-1 on Will Prater. 6'4", 225 pounds, upcoming freshman. Making his 7th start of the year, 10th appearance. The righty deals a fastball that's lined towards the shortstop, and what a catch made. And then they're going to double off at first, Caleb Balgard. Jimmy Roach snow cone that line drive up the middle, robbing Will Prater of a base hit, and then they double off Balgard. That's a tough break, and 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the first. Didn't look like Roach was going to get there, but he just got his leather glove up in the air in time and snatched the baseball. Well done by Roach. Now Lambo swings and misses, strike 1. 2 outs. 2-0 Muskegon, bottom of the first. Alex Lambo in the batter's box, and he'll swing and rocket one towards center. That will take a couple hops into the center fielder Connor Henderson's glove. Second single of the inning for the Monarchs, but the bases now have just 1 man on. And the inning will continue for Jake Goudreau, who will get his first cuts of the day. Goudreau, the Boston College Eagle from Southwick, Massachusetts, an upcoming junior. 6'3", 245 pounds. Swatting .231 with 4 homers and 13 RBIs. Big cut and a miss for strike 1. Goudreau in the cleanup spot today for the Monarchs. Flag still blowing strongly out in center field as the wind gusts. 0-1 low. Ball and a strike on Goudreau. So at the time of Game 2 starting 74 degrees with west-northwest winds at 11. Still partly cloudy, although more clouds to the north, closer to Detroit. 1-1, lined into right. Base knock for Gaudreau. 3 hits in the inning for the Monarchs. Nothing to show for it just yet, though. As Lambeau moves up to second, Gaudreau will take Lambeau's place at first. 2-0 score, bottom of the first, and 2 outs for Andrew Dyke. .270 average for Dyke, 3 homers, 12 RBIs entering the day. Enhanced that average just a bit with his 1-for-3 performance out of the 5-hole in Game 1. Pitch from Mail. Swing and a miss. Out in front of it was Dyke. Strike 1. Monarchs, with the loss in Game 1, fell to 6-9 at Flat Rock Field this year. 0-1. Low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Monarchs have had 3 games moved to Siena Heights University in Adrian due to rain issues at the ballpark, including a doubleheader against the Richmond Jazz. 1 game they were not able to conclude against the St. Clair Green Giants back in June. 1-1 over the inside corner. 1-2 to Andrew Dyke. First and second, 2 outs, bottom 1. 2-0 Clippers out in the lead early. Mail sets himself and delivers. And a fly ball hit the right field, but it is right at the right fielder Blake Dunn, who will make the catch for the final out in the bottom of the first, which is a scoreless one. The Monarchs get 3 hits, leave 2 men on, and can't break across onto the scoreboard. Top of the second is next in Game 2. It's 2-0 Muskegon. You are listening to Lake Erie Monarchs Baseball on monarchsradio.com. Number 9-1-2 in the order for the Muskegon Clippers. Top of the second inning. And it's 2-0 Clips. Nathan Stevens will get his first cuts of the day out of the 9-hole catching. First one from Evan Floor, the new pitcher, is a strike over the inside corner, 0-1. Evan Floor taking over for Alex Tice, who goes just an inning through 33 pitches. It was a strenuous inning for him. Ball inside. Even up the count 1-1 on Nathan Stevens. Stevens hitting 167 with 3 RBIs. 25th game for Stevens. 1-1 is low. 2 balls and a strike. So the Monarchs go to another lefty. And Michigan State Spartan Evan Floor. Tice's 12th appearance of the year and 3rd start did not go as planned. 2-1 is outside. 3-1 to Stevens. Monarchs got 6 innings out of Brendan Lovell in Game 1 here tonight. Got an inning out of Kyle Bischoff. 3-1 bounced in, ball 4. Evan Floor starts off with a walk here in inning number 2. In a 2-0 game for the Muskegon Clippers. Evan Floor will make appearance number 10. He also has started a game this year. 2-3 record with a 5.23 earned run average. He's thrown 22 and a third innings, 31 strikeouts to 8 walks. Pretty good ratio there, almost 4-1. 26 hits allowed. Travis Janes walked and scored in the first inning. Fastball is high, ball 1. Janes also stole a base in order to set himself up in better position to cross the plate. Janes on the right side against the lefty Floor. 1-0. Fastball outside, ball 2. Popped out of the mid of Goodrow and went towards the first base on deck circle. No advancement from the runner Stevens. 2-0. Muskegon's still in their traveling red jerseys with gray slacks. Clippers in white script across the front, white numbers on the back. 2-0. Fastball outside. Almost looked like a pitch out. Floor struggling to finish his pitches. 3-0. The gray slacks on most of them have a red stripe down the side, although I saw Ryan Blake Jones earlier and a black stripe down the side of his pants. 3-0 is down the middle. Strike 1. Muskegon also with the navy blue caps with the Clippers logo on the front. 3-1. Swing and a miss. Fastball that was away from Janes, and he couldn't catch up to the heater. 3-2. Evan Floor pitched in that win for the Monarchs against the Grand Lake Mariners back on Tuesday. That was his last outing. 3-2. Popped up, so get out of play, foul over our heads behind home plate. Still full on Janes. 2 innings, 1 hit, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, and opposed 9 batters on that night. From 3-0 to 3-2. Can Floor get him out? We'll see right now. Rung him up, strike 3. Janes took a 2-seamer that was right on the outside corner, maybe a touch off, but in either case, Larry Bailaraki rung him up. And that's the second strikeout of the game for the Monarchs pitching staff and first for Evan Floor. Stevens still at first, 1 down, top 2, 2-0 Clippers. And the next batter is Connor Henderson, who's 0 for 1 with a ground out to third today. Lights have come on here at Flat Rock Field and starting to take effect as we approach the 9 o'clock hour. Pitch low and in, a slider from Floor. 1-0. Floor is from Northville, Michigan. 6'3", 195 pounds, a lefty. And he fires the 1-0. Henderson went too far. Tried to check his swing on an elevated fastball and could not hold up. 1-1. Evan Floor just turned 21 years old almost 3 weeks ago to the day, back on July 8th. Born in 97. 1-1 pitch. And it spiked to the backstop, allowing Nathan Stevens to move up on the wild pitch. Pitch got away from Floor, who seemed to overthrow that one. And Goodrow really didn't have a chance to stop it. 2 balls and a strike. And now a quick mound visit will be right after that wild pitch a moment ago. Muskegon Clippers at 21-18, just going to miss out on a playoff spot this year, although they have played well in the second half of the season. Lima Locos, a normal fixture at the top, along with the St. Clair Green Giants, who were a playoff team last year and beat the Monarchs here at this park in the play-in game to face Lima. 2-1 breaking ball, low and inside. 3-1 on Connor Henderson. And now another timeout called. Goodrow will trot back out there. Saginaw Sugar Beets, who the Monarchs played a doubleheader against, a long one on Sunday, just simply wouldn't lose, and that knocked the Clippers out of contention. Saginaw is well above 500 at this point as well. And they are still battling to try and get to the 2 seed. It's going to be tough to try and win the division, though. 3-1 on the way, and it's outside, ball 4. Too many walks to start off this ball game for the Monarchs pitching staff. They have 5 through the first 11 batters. but it does set up a possible double play opportunity. But you're dealing with Jimmy Roach, who has already walked and scored today. 1 out in the second, 2 runners on at first and second, 2-0 game. Prater is guarding near the second base bag, trying to hold Stevens close. Roach will foul away the first pitch. Strike one. Monarchs in the home whites once again here in game 2 with the navy blue pinstripes. Green lettering on the back, surrounded by blue trim, navy blue. 0-1. Slider got the outside corner, backdoor Jimmy Roach. No balls and 2 strikes. Monarchs in script across the chest in green with navy blue trim and green numbers on the front. Navy blue trim. 0-2. Fastball high and away. Roach able to lay off. Thought about it for a second. Kept his hands back, 1-2. Monarchs also have the green stirrups on, a staple of their look. 2 white stripes. 1 on top, 1 below, a navy blue stripe. Roach swings and misses. Strike 3. On a good hard fastball from Evan Floor, his second punch out of the inning. Third of the game for the Monarchs. So the situation gets a little better for Evan Floor, but he's not out of the woods just yet. 2-0 game, top of the second. Runners at first and second. Ryan Blake Jones already has an RBI double tonight on a fly ball, more of a sky ball that went off the wall and right. Pitch to him, a breaking ball in for strike 1. So we go from an Ohio State Buckeye pitching the first inning and Alex Tice, staying in the Big Ten with the Michigan State Spartan, Evan Floor. 0-1. Setting up inside. That's nailed towards the gap. That's getting down. At least 1 run is scoring. Blake Jones will have extra bases. Coming home to score is Nathan Stevens, rounding third and heading in to follow him is Connor Henderson. And Muskegon has put up another 2 spot at least here in the top of the second. Ryan Blake Jones, a one-man wrecking crew early on with 3 RBIs. And the Monarchs are down 4-0 with not even the bottom of the second played just yet. We are in the top of the second. That one was a gapper from the start. No chance that anyone was going to track that one down before the wall. Swing and a miss, strike 1 to Blake Dunn, who has walked today and was left at second base. Muskegon coming out with the hot bats once again. Consistent offensive team all year. 0-1, swing and a miss, and Dunn behind it, 0-2. 279 batting average as a team entering play today. And they held steady with their 8-hit performance and 5-run performance in Game 1. And they're not hurting themselves early on here today with 4 runs and 3 hits. Time called by Larocki behind home plate. Let Floor reset. 2-strike count on Blake Dunn, a right fielder, in the 5-hole. 0-2, swing and a miss on a ball in the dirt. Gaudreau will have to go down the first base line slightly to track it. Throws over to first to complete the strikeout, 2-3. And that is the end of another eventful second inning for the Muskegon Clippers. They capitalize on 2 walks from Evan Floor. 2-run double from Ryan Blake Jones extends the lead, and through an inning and a half, it's Muskegon 4 and Lake Erie 0. This is your home for Monarchs baseball. Make sure to follow your favorite baseball team on social media at GLL_Monarchs and on Facebook, Lake Erie Monarchs, for all the updates on the Monarchs. Strike one to Casey O'Loughlin begins the bottom of the second. A good fastball from Mail, and he'll deliver low this time for ball one. O'Loughlin, Watson, and Slattery, 6, 7, and 8 in the order for Lake Erie. 1-1, and O'Loughlin just couldn't quite hold up on that breaking ball, though it looked like it was going to be a strike anyway. 1-2. Mail works quickly. The pitch. Handcuffed him. Popped up the elevator shaft behind the mound. Coming in to make the catch is Jimmy Roach for out number one. Quick out for Jared Mail, as O'Loughlin dips that 247 batting average just a little bit. He was 0 for 3 in game one. Now Keegan Watson, who did not see the diamond in game one. University of Nebraska Cornhusker, hitting 180 this year with 4 RBIs. Pitch is low and in, ball one. DHing and hitting from the right side against the righty Mail. 1-0. A little low. 2-0. Watson appearing in his 28th game for the Monarchs this year. Scored 11 runs. 2-0. And behind a fastball that was up and in. 2 balls and a strike. Great crowd on hand tonight for Monarchs baseball. 2-1, popped up to the right of home. Going to investigate is Stevens near the dugout. He's going to run out of room and almost goes to greet his friends. He was right up against the railing. 2-2 count on Watson. 1 out, bases empty, bottom of the second, 4-0 Clippers. Bottom of the second inning in another 7-inning game. 2-2. And a hanging curveball in and out of the glove of the third baseman Stites and into left field for a base hit. Maybe an error. We'll have to see what the official ruling is on that play. We'll get it from the official scorer in a second. Ball just went in and out of the glove, allowing Keegan Watson to be a 1-out base runner for the Monarchs. A hit will be granted on the scoreboard, so that's 4 hits now for the Monarchs. And the pitch to Slattery is a strike. 0-1. Slattery, the starting first baseman here in game 2, improved that batting average with a single in the last game. 0-1 bounces in, now away from Stevens, and moving up to second base is Keegan Watson on the wild pitch. Wild pitch each way for both of these pitchers. Well, Floor being the second pitcher for the Monarchs. 1-1 count on Slattery, who's appearing in his 32nd game, got his 7th hit of the season in game 1. A single off the wall. 1-1 skips in. 2 balls and a strike. Best hit of the year by far for Slattery. Nailed it. Looked like it was going to be a home run for just a moment, but it had too low of a trajectory and didn't carry the fence. Mail with a couple glances towards second. 2-1 is chopped towards short. Charging Roach, has time, throws to first and got him by a few steps. Up to third base in the process goes Keegan Watson, but Slattery's out 6-3, and there are 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Monarchs looking to break on the board. They're down 4-0, and the batter is Zach Schwarzenberger. University of Toledo Rocket is Zach, hitting .240 with 9 RBIs. Zach was held hitless in 2 tries in the first game. Ball 1 low, 1-0. Zach was the only Monarch to not bat more than 2 times in game 1. Jacob Wazinski, in his 7-inning complete game, faced 26. 1-0 is high, ball 2. Schwarzenberger is a switch hitter. Swatting from the left side. He hails from Saline, Michigan, near Ann Arbor. 2-0. Fastball below the knees. 3-ball count. Jared Mail working to Zach Schwarzenberger. 3-0 delivered in the dirt, ball 4. Walk 1 for Jared Mail of this ball game. He's allowed 4 hits and a walk But no runs so far. His team has the 4-0 advantage. But you give the dangerous Caleb Balgard a chance to strike here with 2 outs and runners at the corners in the second. Balgard had an infield single back in the first, blooped one out in front of Jimmy Roach at short, and was able to leg it out. Mail from the set position will throw. Swing and a miss. Balgard behind the breaking ball, descending towards the dirt, 0-1. Will Prater waiting on deck patiently. A lot of kiddos out and tossing the baseball here tonight. Oh, one runner takes off from first. They'll bluff a throw towards second. Now they got Keegan Watson caught, and he's out. No, he's not. He's safe. Wow. Keegan Watson must have slid under the tag because that throw had him dead to rights. And a fortunate break for the Monarchs. Ball 1 to Balgard makes it 1-1. 2 runners in scoring position now. Fortunately for Lake Erie's cause. 1-1. Balgard out in front of another slow pitch. 1-2. Schwarzenberger able to swipe the bag in the meantime for the Monarchs. His first of the twin bill. Number 11 on the season. 1-2's high and away. Even up the count 2-2 on Balgard. Schwarzenberger, the team leader with 11 steals. Second closest is Jordan Nwoku, who is no longer with the team. He had to leave due to injury. 2-2. Balgard with a little inside-out swing over to second, waiting on it, and throwing over to first in time is Nolan Bryant for out number 3. And the Muskegon Clippers will sidestep trouble in the bottom of the second. Monarchs get a hit and a walk, but do not score, leaving 2 men in scoring position. Time to head to the third. Muskegon 4, Lake Erie nothing. This is your home for Monarchs baseball. Clippers, Monarchs in game 2 of this doubleheader. 4-0 the score. Strike 1 called. Mason Stites taking strike 1. Stites 0 for 1 with a strikeout today. Evan Floor back out for his second inning of work. 0-1 on the way, and it bounces in. A ball and a strike to Mason Stites. Stites, Bryant, Butler. 6, 7, and 8 in the Clippers order. Clippers looking to improve to 4 games over 500 with another win here tonight. 1-1, 2-seamer at the knees, outside half for strike 2. Well, we were talking about Mason Stites and what he was able to accomplish in that doubleheader back on June 17th. It was played at Marshfield. 1-2 is chopped foul. 1-2. He had a huge 2-run double in the bottom of the third inning to help extend the lead for Muskegon and really put it out of reach. They led 5-2 after 3 in game 1. 1-2 is low and away. Even it up, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And then as well, Mason Stites reached base all 4 times in game 2. Had an RBI, Ball skips past Goudreau. Full count. Stites had 3 singles and a walk in Game 2 and also scored 2 runs. Muskegon won 10-2 in Game 2, and that was after winning 7-4 in Game 1. 3-2 breaking ball. Stites rung up, strike 3. And 2 Ks for Stites in the ball game, and this one comes against Evan Floor. 1 batter, 1 out in the top half of the third. 4-0 Muskegon in the lead. Now the batter's Nolan Bryant, who singled and scored a run. Well, brought in a run. Strike 1 called. 0-1. His 25th run batted into the season for Nolan Bryant. The lefty deals. And a curveball swung through for strike 2 by Bryant. It was in the dirt. That was part of that rough start to the Monarchs season, which they got off to 2-5. Rather, 2-6 start. 0-2 swing and a miss. And another strikeout. Nolan Bryant, the victim this time. 4 strikeouts for Evan Floor through an inning and 2/3. And there are 2 outs in the third. Nobody on. 4-0 Muskegon. And the batter is Jack Butler. 0-for-1 with a roller to first. Another curveball. Strike 1 at the knees. Monarchs started off their season 2-7. A fly ball hit towards left field. Going back on it, Schwarzenberger will make the catch just short of the fence for out number 3. Butler gave it a ride to the opposite field, but no dice. 1-2-3 inning for Floor, just what the Monarchs needed. Time to head to the bottom of the third. Monarchs down 4-zip. This is your home for Monarchs baseball. First pitch from Jared Mayle of the bottom of the third inning, called strike 1. Will Prater, Alex Lambo, Jake Goudreau, the batters in the third for the Monarchs. Prater will fight one off to the fencing behind home. No balls and 2 strikes. Monarchs out hitting the Muskegon Clippers for 2.5 innings, 4-3, but down 4-0 on the scoreboard. Mayle's 0-2. And chasing 1, strike 3 is Prater. He's going to head back to the dugout. And Jared Mayle will pick up his first K of the game. And a quick first out here in the third. This is game 2 of a doubleheader that started today at just a little bit past 6, about 10 after 6. First game was an hour 46, swing and a miss. Strike 1, Alex Lambo, who singled and was left at second base in the first. Base is empty. 0-1 from Mayle. And a line drive up the middle, a base hit. Lambo sent that one right past the mound. Aggressive swing, second hit for Alex Lambo. Monarchs are getting hits, just not able to break through. Maybe the bottom of the third will be a different story. They trail 4-0 here in the third, and now Jake Goodrow will bat. Goodrow also had a single, lined one into right field in the first inning. Mail's pitch, and Goodrow chased a curveball, strike one. Lights in full effect here tonight. Still a lot of clouds out there, but no rain in the area. 0-1. Changeup, got the outside corner. Pulled the string on Goodrow, 0-2. Goodrow with the open stance on the left side. Waving the bat gently, 0-2. High and tight. 1-2 on Goodrow. Monarchs now, with the loss in Game 1, have assured they will unfortunately have an under 500 record at Flat Rock Field this year. 1-2, line to right. That's down for a base hit. That will get Lambo up an extra 90 feet. First to third moves Lambo. Single for Goodrow. Him and Lambo 2 for 2 today. 6 hits for the Monarchs. But will they break on the board? One out in the third. Andrew Dyke, the batter. 0 for 1 with a fly out to right. His initial time at the plate. Monarchs now doubling Muskegon and hit 6-3. It's a lot of hits for Mail to sidestep. Maybe the Monarchs will finally get one here, at least. Pitch to Dyke. High and tight, ball 1. Monarchs only had 5 hits in all of Game 1 of this doubleheader against Jacob Wazinski. 6 already in this one. 1-0. Fly ball hit deep to center field. And it should be a routine play. Sizing it up as Henderson makes the catch. Throw comes into second base, and Alex Lambo will tag and score on a sacrifice fly hit by Andrew Dyke. Monarchs are on the board here in the bottom of the third, 4-1. Dyke picks up RBI number 13 of the season. Not exactly what the Monarchs wanted, but they'll take the run. Can't climb a mountain in one day. 4-1 score. So the inning is up to Casey O'Laughlin, who will slide one down into right field for a base hit. O'Laughlin now 1 for 2 with a pop out, and that's single. Goodrow up to second base. A run in. 4-1, bottom of the third. And that will give Keegan Watson a chance, who singled to left in the second. Watson grabbing a black bat. He grips the bat barehanded. He has worked a lot this year with Dale Gray to perfect that leg kick, and it seems to have paid off after a slow start to the year for Keegan. Still working it through, as many of these Monarchs hitters are, all developmental. Swing and a miss behind a fastball, strike 1. And a lot of these players, again, maybe not a lot, but a good chunk of these players did not see the diamond in their first year at the collegiate level. Casey Slattery on deck, one of those guys who did not play for Cal. He was redshirted. 0-1, swing and a miss. Down 0-2 is Watson. There are 2 outs in the third with runners at first and second. Kelby Weiler, who transferred from Rice to Lamar, another one of those guys, did not see the field. 0-2 check swing, and Watson went too far, strike 3. He's frustrated with it, but that will do it in the inning. 2 strikeouts for Mail, and all things considered, after allowing 3 hits, he again allows just 1 run, and the Monarchs will leave 2 on. To the 4th inning here in Flat Rock, Monarchs down 4-1. You are listening to Lake Erie Monarchs Baseball on monarchsradio.com. Twist and Shout by the Beatles, bringing us into the 4th inning here at Flat Rock Field in Flat Rock, Michigan. A great night for baseball, turning a little more chilly as we go along in Game 2 of this twin bill. Muskegon 4, Lake Erie 1. Kevin Peel here with you. Nathan Stevens will take a ball low and away from Evan Floor, who enters his 3rd inning of work. Floor has allowed 2 runs through his 2 prior innings. 1-0. And a ground ball hit over to 3rd. Tough hop. It's under the glove of Baugard, and into left field. And we'll see if they rule that one a base knock or if it is an error
left fielder, number 6,
on Caleb Baugard. They're going to give him a hit. 4th hit of the game as Nathan Stevens will get on for the 2nd time. Still being out hit now. Are the Monarchs. Swing and a miss. Strike 1 for Travis Janes. Walk, strikeout, and a run scored for him today. 0-1. Low and in. 1-1 to Travis Janes. Take a look at that scoreboard. Also here in this 4th inning, a lot of action going on in the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League. A couple finals. 1-1 outside strike to Travis Janes. 1 ball and 2 strikes. It was for sure a hit for Nathan Stevens. He got under the glove of Baugard. Makes sense to me. 1-2. Popped foul out of play to the right of home over the first base dugout. A ball and 2 strikes. What a barn burner it was in Saginaw today. The Sugar Beets fall to the Mariners 16-12. What a score. That's the only final as of yet. But we have some scores going on in this league. Fouled straight back by James, 1-2. We'll start with a couple others. Richmond Jazz leading the Licking County Settlers 6-4 in Newark. Bottom of the 9th inning. Southern Ohio Copperhead shutting out the Irish Hills Leprechauns in Siena Heights 8-0. Check swing on a ball in the dirt. Even it up 2-2 on Janes. Lima Locos trying to regain first place in the North Division. They have a 3-2 slim lead in Tecumseh, Ontario against the Green Giants tonight. Bottom of the 7th. 2-2, Janes chased a fastball, strike 3. Evan Floor with 5 strikeouts through 2 1/3 innings. He's been electric. Now Connor Henderson, ground out, a walk, and a run scored for Henderson tonight. Runner on first, 4-1 Clippers here in the top of the 4th in Flat Rock. Hamilton Joes trying to sweep the Galleon Graders. Joes have been white hot, trying to lock up that 3rd spot in the Southern Division and eliminate the Graders. And they could do that with another win here today. Pitch to Henderson, check swing on a ball low, 1-0. That game was in the bottom of the 7th, Hamilton leading at home. Well, Hamilton's gone 7-3 in their last 10. Galleon's gone 4-6. Wrong time to go cold when you're hunting the playoffs. 1-0 swing and a miss, 1-1. And a loss today for Galleon would essentially make that series meaningless. It would. Galleon, if they lose, would be 2.5 back of Hamilton with 2 to go. Not doable. 1-1 is high, ball 2. 2-1 on Henderson. So it's going to have to be a miraculous comeback for Galleon. But they only have 6 outs to work with, and the Joes are batting in the 7th. Blowout going on right now in Cincinnati. 2-1. Low and in. 3-1 on Henderson. Cincinnati steams 16. Xenia Scouts 3. Xenia a game ahead of Licking County for the basement in the South. Rough year for both of them. They're also playing tough teams quite often. 3-1 high and away, ball 4. Second base runner of the inning, Nathan Stevens, will move up to second. Henderson to first on the one-out walk.
Number 7, Jimmy Roach.
3 walks now for Evan Floor. Alex Tice had 3 walks as well in his one-inning start tonight. Of course, the other score in the league, Clippers beat the Monarchs 5-1 in Game 1 of this doubleheader. Two-seam fastball tailing away. Strike one, Jimmy Roach swung through it. Walk and a strikeout, also a run scored for Jimmy Roach here tonight. You're sensing a theme here, a walk and a run scored. It's happened too many times. 0-1 fastball high to make it 1-1. Walks haven't been maybe as much of an issue over the past couple games, but more in the middle of the season, that was a real struggle point for the Monarchs. Just not able to get batters out via the strikeout as much as they'd like. 1-1 swing and a miss. Roach behind a fastball, 1-2. So definitely we'll be watching the Hamilton Galleon result and the St. Clair Lima result. Very important in tonight's action. 1-2. Popped up. Right side of the infield. Going over is Slattery. We'll see if it stays in the field of play. It does, and Slattery can't make the catch. He drops it. Struggling to find it in the lights down the first base line. He was also moving backwards towards the bullpen of the Muskegon Clippers. Could not make the catch. 4-1 game, top of the fourth. 2 men on with 1 out. And still alive in the at-bat is Jimmy Roach. A dangerous proposition. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Roach strikes out. 6 punch-outs for Evan Floor through 2 2/3 innings. That'll bring up Ryan Blake Jones. He has almost single-handedly put Muskegon ahead in this game. RBI double in the first, 2-run double in the second. And he's batting with runners on base again in the fourth. Curveball over the inside corner for a strike. Gaudreau had the ball come out of his mitt and roll away from home plate momentarily. Ryan Blake Jones with 3, Nolan Bryant with 1. That's the RBI total to this point. 0-1 to the Clippers. Slugger is fouled off of him, and Ryan Blake Jones is hobbling coming out of the right side batter's box. Must have got him in an awkward spot. Blake Jones going to take a moment here to regroup. 0-2 is the count. Ryan Blake Jones was also a part of that All-Star game. One of several Muskegon Clippers. 0-2 to Blake Jones, grounded over to short. Lambo goes the short way to second to force Henderson. 6-4 for the final out. In a scoreless top of the fourth for the Muskegon Clippers. They get a hit and a walk, but leave 2 men on. Middle of the fourth, Monarchs down 4-1. This is your home for Lake Erie Monarchs baseball. Second to last home game of the season for the Lake Erie Monarchs. Hard to believe. They're down 4-1, trying to avoid a doubleheader sweep at the hands of the Muskegon Clippers here tonight. In the bottom of the fourth, Casey Slattery will lead things off against Zach Schwarzenberger. Caleb Balgard will bat. Swung on, fouled away. Strike one. Slattery 0 for 1 with a ground out today. Chopped out to short in the second. 0-1 from Jared Mayle. Breaking ball, and that was a beauty at the knees. Outside corner, 0-2. Jared Mayle has allowed 7 hits, but just 1 run. 0-2 spiked in the dirt. Ball and 2 strikes. Lights are bright over Flat Rock Field here tonight. One more night game for the Monarchs tomorrow. 1-2, fastball high. 2-2 on Casey Slattery. Then the Monarchs will close it in the late afternoon on Sunday against the Graders. 2-2 check swing low was the pitch, 3-2. And if the Graders cannot crawl out of that 5-2 deficit in the 8th against the Joes, that will be a meaningless series for both teams. 3-2, fastball outside. And now they're going to appeal down to first, and they'll punch out the man, Casey Slattery. Grant Henderson saying that he went.
From the University of Toledo, the left fielder, number 7, Zach Schwarzenberger.
Unfortunately for the Monarchs, they appealed down to first. And Larry Bailarucki giving it to Henderson. Strike called to Zach Schwarzenberger. Walk back in the second inning for Schwarzenberger. He was left at second. 0-1 out in front of a changeup. 0-2. Jared Mayle now has struck out 2 straight and has 3 in the game inside to Schwarzenberger. Ball and 2 strikes. The pitch is fouled off in the air behind home. 1-2. Mayle with that 2-1 record of 4.79 ERA. 41 and a third innings pitched. 1-2, ball in the dirt, gets away. Schwarzenberger going down to first. The throw coming, and they just got Schwarzenberger. Nate Stevens with a strong throw on the dropped third strike,
From Indiana
but able to throw it down in time, 2-3. And that's the second out of the inning. Monarchs trailing 4-1, bottom half of the fourth, nobody on, and 2 outs. And Balgard comes up swinging and fouls one back right towards Will Prater's direction, who's in the on-deck circle, 0-1. Ball boy bringing out some baseballs to our home plate umpire, Larry Bailarucki. Bit of a later night for our ball boys today. We got started at 6 p.m. The first game was good pacing. 0-1 will go right over our heads, right behind home plate. No balls and 2 strikes. Mayle pitched 5 days ago on Sunday against the Grand Lake Mariners at home, part of the winning streak, and got the victory. 0-2, chopped foul off the padding on the far end of the third base dugout. Tim Brown, the first-year skipper, had to get out of the way for the Monarchs. Still 0-2 on Balgard. Brad Merritt, third base coach for the Monarchs. In his first year as the pitching coach and assistant coach, Dale Gray, former Irish Hills Leprechaun skipper, longtime Michigan Monarchs skipper. First base coach, also the GM of field operations on game days. 0-2 to Balgard. And a fastball goes way high, and he had to bend out of the way. 1-2. Mayle was a graduate of Lowell High School in Saranac. Ground ball down the third base line. It's fair, just scooting its way past Stites. Balgard's trying to get extra bases. The throw into second gets away. Balgard is thinking about going to third, but is going to have to stop. That ball was nicely backed up by Ryan Blake Jones. So it's a double for Balgard, who gets to second base. Monarchs trying to climb back into this, down 4-1. And now what happened? What just happened? Balgard all of a sudden is out at second. Did they pull the hidden ball trick? Balgard is pretty irate, and so is Brad Merritt. And that's going to end the inning. Well, there goes a rally quasher right there. Tim Brown's going to have a word with the base umpire, Grant Henderson. That's the end of the fourth. Monarchs trail 4-1 heading to the fourth. You're listening to Lake Erie Monarchs Baseball on monarchsradio.com. Blake Dunn, Mason Stites, and Nolan Bryant. The men striding to the plate here in the top of the fifth. And ball one skips into Dunn, who is 0 for 1 with a walk today. And because of me looking down at my scorebook after Caleb Balgard doubled with 2 outs in the fourth, I missed the hidden ball trick, which was used on Balgard to tag him out. 1-0 is lined to center. That's a base hit. And Dunn will reach with a single.
The third baseman, number 9.
4 unassisted on the putout of Balgard to end the inning. Tim Brown was frustrated, but did not get tossed from the game after the Monarchs' 8th hit of the game. 4 now for Muskegon after that leadoff single here in the 5th. Stunning. And just when things aren't going right, you finally get a double. You try and get some momentum. Stites will miss a bunt, strike 1. You get a double, you set yourself up for maybe a 2-out opportunity, and then that happens. Stites in on the right side. He squares the bunt again and puts it down right to the mound. Floor will go to second, and I don't know if he's going to get him. Yes, he will. They'll say he's out of there. So it'll turn into a fielder's choice for Mason Stites on a bunt. Out 1-6
Nolan Bryant
was Mason Stites, or rather Blake Dunn, who's speedy, just couldn't quite beat it out. So the bunt doesn't work for Stites and the Clippers. 4-1 lead for Muskegon, top of the 5th. Batters Nolan Bryant. Curveballs down low, 1-0. Single and a strikeout for Nolan Bryant today. He also brought in a run in the first. 1-0. Evan Floor still working. Low and away, 2 balls and no strikes. Friday night here at Flat Rock Field. 2018 season coming closer to a close. 2-0. Ground ball, and it's through, a base hit into right field. Moving up to second is Mason Stites, and Nolan Bryant has his second knock of the game. On a ground ball to right.
hitter, number 10, Jack Butler.
5 hits for Muskegon now. I should say 6 hits for Muskegon, 2 in this inning. And now Jack Butler, 0 for 2 with a ground out and a fly out today. Hit one hard to left his last time against Floor. Swings behind a fastball, strike one. Monarchs with 9 outs to work with in this 7-inning game, trailing 4-1, but Muskegon threatening for more with 1 out in the 5th, 2 men on. 0-1 fastball trails high and in. Even up the count, a ball and a strike. One from Floor. Fastball down the middle. Butler staring at strike 2. Muskegon Clippers have had the Monarchs number through the first 3 games of this season set. 1-2. And a breaker is fouled off first base side. Back towards Nathan Stevens, who's waiting on deck. 1-2. Working from the third base side of the slab is Floor. Deals a fastball outside. Couldn't quite bring it across, was good draw. Even the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Monarchs got a considerable rain shower yesterday here at the park. 2-2s low and away. Full count. That's why the game was ultimately postponed until this evening. Played 2 7-inning games. Payoff pitch from Floor on the way. Almost chased it, ball 4 in the dirt. And the bases are going to be loaded again for the Muskegon Clippers. Top of the 5th. 1 out. 4-1, Muskegon in the lead. And there is some action down in the bullpen, third base side of the Monarchs. Evan Floor entering this inning with 60 pitches. And he is up to 74 at this point in the game. So we'll see if they keep him out there. Floor is a guy that has started before and has shown the ability to go long in games. And I'm not sure exactly how many arms the Monarchs have down there. I think that's Sean O'Keefe that's up and moving, though, in the bullpen. Western Michigan Bronco that hasn't batted since before the All-Star break, but has pitched at times. Swing and a miss. Nathan Stevens, strike 1. Muskegon 4, Lake Erie 1, top half of the 5th. 1 out, bases loaded. 2 singles and a walk in the inning, and a failed bunt by Mason Stites, where the lead man was out. A run would have been in by now if that wouldn't have happened. 0-1, swing and a miss. 0-2. This is a big situation here for the Monarchs. If Evan Floor is able to get out of this, you still give your team a chance down 4-1 entering the bottom of the 5th. But if Muskegon is able to get even a couple, that's going to put this game in big-time jeopardy. 0-2. Stevens swings and misses. And there with 3 runners on base, it's not going to matter. He doesn't have to be tagged out. So a massive strikeout for Evan Floor. 2 outs in the 5th. And the strikeout has been his best friend. 8 strikeouts for Evan Floor. And that may be part of the reason why his pitch count is so up. 9 strikeouts from the Monarchs pitching staff. Travis Janes takes a high breaking ball, 1-0. Janes with a walk, 2 strikeouts, but he also has scored once, way back in the 1st. One-0 is also high, a fastball this time, 2-0. Bases still full of Clippers in the 5th with 2 down. And they lead by 3. 2-0 on the way. High and away to Janes, 3-0. But also if you put Janes on via a walk, you risk a gapper scoring everyone on the base paths and really putting this game out of reach. 3-0, got to throw a strike. He does not. Ball 4. 4-pitch walk. Travis Janes forces in a run. Will get credited with an RBI. And the Monarchs are down 5-1 now in the top of the 5th. Got to throw him something, and did not in that at-bat. Now you're one after another having to deal with someone dangerous. Connor Henderson will come to the plate next. Henderson, 2 walks, a run scored, and a ground out today. Officially 0 for 1. 0-1 from Floor. Rather, the first pitch from Floor is outside, ball 1. 2 outs, and now a run in the 5th. Getting that run back that the Monarchs got in the 3rd. It's a 5-1 game again. 1-0. At the knees for a strike, outside corner. 1-1 to Henderson. Evan Floor has never had over 3 walks or more in an appearance, but this is going to be a season high. Strike 2, outside corner. Well placed, 1-2. 4 walks in this appearance for Floor in 3 2/3. Trying to get through 4. 1-2. Fastball, and it's in the dirt. Henderson did not chase. They will appeal down, and Henderson will say he did not go. Deuces wild with the bases loaded in the top of the 5th and a run in, 5-1 Muskegon. Henderson doesn't wave the bat much on his right shoulder. 2-2 almost hit him, turned him away with a breaking ball. He goes scampering off into third base side on foul territory. Full count, 3-2. Man up and warming in the Monarchs bullpen. You'd have to think if Floor walks another one in here, that's probably going to be the boot. 3-2. Low, ball 4, not even close. And a 5th walk will bring in another run. 6-1 game, top of the 5th. As Connor Henderson will pick up an RBI as well. And Brad Merritt's going to have to come out and probably pull the plug here on Evan Floor, who did his best, but just couldn't find the strike zone in this 5th inning and couldn't work his way out of it. Bullpen is called upon. Sean O'Keefe is trotting out there for the Monarchs. 2 outs, top of the 5th inning, 2 runs in from Muskegon. They are in front 6-1. This is your home for Lake Erie Monarchs baseball. Sean O'Keefe, the third pitcher in Game 2 of this doubleheader for the Monarchs, who trail 6-1. Swing and a miss. Big swing from Roach. Strike one. 2 Ks and a walk. Also scoring a run today is Sean O'Keefe. And the 0-1 called strike. 0-2 on Jimmy Roach. Sean O'Keefe usually has come in and mop-up duty at times for the Monarchs this year, but is actually now appearing in his 4th game for Lake Erie. 0-2. And it's low. It gets between the legs of Gaudreau. That's going to move everyone up 90 feet. A run will score. And it's 7-1 Muskegon here in the top of the 5th. 3-run frame here in the 5th. All multi-run innings for Muskegon tonight. I believe that's going to be a pass ball, although it was a low pitch. And the pitch is swung on and fouled out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count. Approaching the 10 o'clock hour here in Flat Rock. 1-2, swing and a miss, and chasing a bad one was Roach for strike 3. That'll do it in the inning. Sean O'Keefe gets a strikeout to get out of trouble, but Monarchs can't avert a crisis. 3 runs come in to score in the inning on just 2 hits. A couple bases loaded walks and a pass ball allow a run for another 3 runs to come in. And through 4.5, 7-1, the Muskegon Clippers trail or lead the Lake Erie Monarchs. This is your home for Lake Erie Monarchs baseball. Will Prater leads off the bottom of the 5th for the Monarchs, down 7-1. Fastball high and away, ball 1. Muskegon looks to be on their way towards a doubleheader sweep here tonight. Monarchs with just 9 outs to work with. Jared Mayle deals a pitch low and away. 2 balls and no strikes. 2 runs in the first, 2 in the second, 3 in the 5th for Muskegon. And I don't know if they completely blew it open, but they have a comfortable lead. 2-0 is fouled back by Will Prater. 2 balls and a strike. Will Prater 0 for 2, lined into a tough luck double play in the first inning. A 6-3 double play that was snow coned by Roach and then struck out in the 3rd. 2-1. Skips in. Even count. Make it 3-1 on Will Prater. 2, 3, and 4 in the order for the Monarchs. The pitch. Strike called. Will Prater is swinging his bat, thinking that was ball 4. But instead, he'll have to settle back in on the left side against the righty Mail. 3-2. And in on the hands, fouled back. Still 3 balls and 2 strikes. Mail has pitched 5 innings a couple times. There's a ball high and away. And a walk for Jared Mail. Will Prater was still throwing the bat away before the ball was called. 2 walks now for Mail, the Saranac, Michigan native. Never mentioned the stats on that win that came last Sunday against the Mariners. 5 innings, 2 earned runs, 5 hits, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, and 24 batters faced for Mail. Pitch to Lambo, almost hit him in the head. He falls down to the dirt on the seat of his pants, trying to get out of the way of that pitch. Ball 1. Lambo with a couple singles tonight. He has scored the only run in the game for the Monarchs, who trail by 6 here in the 5th. 1-0. Big swing and a miss. Swinging for the fences was Lambo, 1-1. Game number 39 of the season for the Monarchs of 41. Game number 40 of 42 for Muskegon. 1-1, low and away in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. Muskegon will finish off the season with a home and home against the Irish Hills Leprechauns. 2-1. Ball outside. 3 balls and a strike on Lambo. Bit of a tough break for them. 2:07:05 starts. They'll go home to Marsh Field. They stayed the night in the Flat Rock area last night, but then they'll come to Adrian on Sunday. Swing and a miss. Behind a fastball was Lambo. 3-2. And then that will be it. That will be all for the Muskegon Clippers 2018 season. Full count pitch, and Lambo cuts and misses. Another strikeout for Jared Mail. He's gotten hot with those.
From Boston College,
5 in the game for Mail. And he has actually struck out 4 of the last 6 that he's faced. Otherwise, a double and a walk allowed. Runner takes off for second, ball low to Jake Goodrow, and a stolen base will be given to Will Prater. He was able to swipe that one easily. Runner into scoring position for the Monarchs. Down 7-1. The pitch on the way. 1-0 is swung on and missed. A high fastball. Goodrow wanted a homer on that. Even count at 1. Prater now 4 for 4 stealing bases this year. Monarchs so far in this doubleheader have been outscored 12-2. Time is called, and Goodrow will step out. Bats just haven't been able to get it going, although they do have 8 hits in this game. They're out hitting Muskegon 8-6, but just can't piece together enough to scrap runs across. 1-1 off the outside corner. 2-1 to Goodrow. Kind of a theme of the season was the top of the 5th inning, the way things have transpired at times for Lake Erie. 2-1. And it skips in and away. Ball 3. And it will be a wild pitch by Mail, allowing Prater to get to third. 3-1 count. So from first to third without Goodrow even putting it in play. Second wild pitch of the game for Mail. 3-1. A fly ball hit deep to left center field. Backing up on it on the warning track, making the catch nicely was Travis Janes, but coming home to score on the play is Will Prater, and a sacrifice fly will get him home. A good swing on a 3-1 pitch, but
from the University of Illinois Champaign, the right fielder,
it's just the second sacrifice fly of the game for the Monarchs, who have not been able to get offense other than that tonight. 2 down, bases empty, bottom of the 5th, and a pitch is taken for strike 1. But that's the definition of manufacturing a run. 0-1, popped up foul to the right of home. No balls and 2 strikes. Get a walk, a stolen base, a wild pitch, and a sacrifice fly to bring him home to make it 7-2. 0-2 to Dyke. Grounded right to third. Fielded in his stomach by Stites. He'll throw on to first for the out, and that's it. That's all on the bottom of the 5th for the Monarchs. They get a walk and a sacrifice fly from Jake Gaudreau, but they do not score any more. Through 5 in Game 2, Monarchs down 7-2. This is Monarchs Baseball.
First baseman, number 22,
Ryan Blake Jones leading off the events in the top of the 6th. He has had a big night. The Muskegon Clippers have had a great night as well. 7-2, they lead in Game 2 after winning 5-1 in Game 1. Middle of the order against Sean O'Keefe. Got the final out in the top of the 5th inning. Ball 1 low and away to Blake Jones. 2 for 3, 2 RBI doubles. He has 3 RBIs tonight. Grounded into a fielder's choice back in the 4th. 1-0, a slider for a strike. Even the count at 1-1. Letting you know, fans, we may not have a broadcast tomorrow night. Just a warning for you. If so, we hope you're at the ballpark. 1-1 swing and a miss. Blake Jones behind 1-2. We'll definitely have Sunday's finale in Galleon on the air. May not have tomorrow's. The opener against the Graders. Monarchs, of course, swept the series against Galleon earlier this month. 1-2. Chasing one in the dirt is Blake Jones for strike 3. They throw down to first to complete the strikeout. And Sean O'Keefe picks up his 2nd consecutive strikeout. Monarchs tonight have been fantastic striking out hitters. They have 11. But along with that, they have 9 walks. Alex Tice threw 33 pitches in an inning, faced 8, 3 walks, 1 strikeout, 2 hits, 2 earned runs. Micah Allen will take a ball outside, 1-0. Allen pinch hitting again here for Blake Dunn in Game 2. He pinch hit for Mason Stites in the last game. There's a strike. And Allen, 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1. And a ball a little bit high. 2-1 to Allen. 267 batting average, 3 homers, 21 RBIs coming into today's action. Went 0 for 2 in Game 1. 2-1 is taken for a strike outside corner at the knees. 2-2. Allen might have thought that was a touch outside. He'll reload on the right side. Break-even pitch from Sean O'Keefe. And Allen slaps it foul down the first base side. They'll get into foul ground. Count remains the same. Allen is from Ashland University, a sophomore, hometown of Cincinnati. Came north to play his summer collegiate baseball. 2-2. Able to lay off. Breaking ball from O'Keefe that has been lethal to start. Full count on Allen, the pinch hitter. Top of the sixth, base is empty, 1 out, 7-2 Muskegon. 3-2, Allen laces this one to the alleyway. That's getting down and heading towards the fence. Dyke trying to chase it down. Allen's on his way to second. He's going to pull up there with a 1-out double. Another extra base hit for the Muskegon Clippers. That was solid contact.
The third baseman, number 9, Mason Stites.
Although they haven't used the extra base hits as much as they did in the first game. They had 5 extra base hits in the first game. But Micah Allen gets the only one outside of Ryan Blake Jones's 2 doubles here in this game. But that's 3 of the 7 hits are extra base hits. Allen thought about stealing. We'll go back to first, ball 1. Mason Stites 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts, and bunted into a fielder's choice his last time in the 5th. Part of a 3-run frame. 1-0. Outside corner at the knees. Great pitch from O'Keefe, a slide piece. 1-1. Stites with the level stance. Slightly open. Waving the bat, 1-1. Bounced in. Nice block by Jake Goudreau. 2-1 on Mason Stites. Don't see many Missouri players in the league, but that's where Stites is from. Swing, a fly ball lifted deep to left field. Schwarzenberger backing up near the track, makes the catch. Allen's going to try and tag up to move to third. The throw hits him and goes into foul ground. Sean O'Keefe was backing it up, will chase down the ball to make sure that there's no more to it. So Stites with the deep fly ball gets Allen to advance up to third. 7-2 game, top of the 6th, 2 outs. And here's Nolan Bryant. 2 singles, an RBI, and a run scored tonight for Bryant in 3 trips to the plate. Only time he did not get on via a single, he fanned in the 3rd. O'Keefe with a deep breath and the pitch. Check swing on a ball in the dirt. And they say he did not go. 1-0. Sean O'Keefe making his 4th appearance, as I mentioned in the last inning, 10.8 ERA, no record. He's thrown 5 innings. 1-0. Just nicked the outside corner, 1-1, although those official stats, which actually did hold in the tie to the Sugar Beets. 2-2 tie on Sunday. O'Keefe pitched the last 2 innings. 1-1 spike to the backstop. Allen going to score. 8-2 game. As Muskegon gets another run. Third wild pitch of the game for the Monarchs. That's a 2-1 count. So now the base is empty for Bryant. Swings and misses on a pitch low and away from him, 2-2. O'Keefe averaged .305 with a homer and 15 RBIs through 27 games. But the last time he took an at-bat was against the Scouts on July 12th. 2-2, high and away. Even it up. No, fill it up on Nolan Bryant. O'Keefe didn't allow a run. 2 hits, a walk, 3 strikeouts, face 9 in that tie against the Sugar Beets. 3-2, rung him up, strike 3. Bryant not happy with the call. There's 3 strikeouts now for Sean O'Keefe, and that is the end here in the top of the 6th. Muskegon gets another run added on, and the lead is now 8-2 midway through the 6th inning here at Flat Rock Field. You are listening to Lake Erie Monarchs Baseball. Bottom 6, Casey O'Laughlin in the batter's box. First pitch, fastball for strike 1. Facing a new hurler, Jacob Kiefer, as Jaron Mayle's game has come to an end tonight. Ball low, 1-1. Mayle with 94 pitches through 5 innings, opposed 23, swinging a fly ball hit to left. Tracking inward and making the catches, Janes out number 1. Takes just 3 pitches to retire Casey O'Laughlin to begin the 6th. Jacob Kiefer is also from Bolingbrook, Illinois. You may recognize that town because it's the home of Logan Schmidt. Starting pitcher for the Monarchs. May get one more game in before he leaves, as do all the Monarchs leave. O'Laughlin now 1 for 3. Keegan Watson 1 for 2. Takes ball 1. Nobody aboard. Bottom half of the 6th. 8-2. Monarchs down to Muskegon in game 2. 1-0. Check swing went too far. Watson behind. 1-1. 6'2", 180 pounds is Jacob Kiefer. Sophomore, upcoming sophomore at Alcorn State. 1-1 bounces in. 2 balls and a strike. Normally a starter for the Clippers, but not in starter's duty today. 2-2 record, 6.51 ERA. 8th appearance, has 6 prior starts. 2-1. Fastball high and away, going to the backstop, 3-1. Kiefer also has a save this year. 29 innings pitched, 12 strikeouts, 18 walks, 34 hits. That save came on Independence Day against the Mariners. Strike over the inside corner. 3-2, says Larry Bailarucki. Watson trying to start the rally in the 6th. 3-2. And he's behind a fastball. Swing and a miss. Watson fans for the 2nd straight time. And Jacob Kiefer has looked good through his first 2 batters. Now Casey Slattery will step in. Slattery 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out here today. The pitch is outside to Slattery for ball 1. We got the final line on Jared Mail. 5 strikeouts, 2 walks, 8 hits. 1-0, and it misses to Slattery, 2-0. 2 earned runs and a wild pitch. And he's in line for his 3rd victory of the season for the Clippers. 2-0. High fastball, a belt high, 2-1. Lights on, approaching 10:30 here in Flat Rock. A longer second game than we had a first game. 2-1 bounces in. 3-1 on Slattery. First game was complete in 1 hour 46. And we're approaching 2 hours in this game 2, which started just a bit before 8:30. 3-1, high ball 4, and the inning will continue as Kiefer issues a free pass. Just 3 walks in this game for the pitching staff of the Muskegon Clippers. Here comes Zach Schwarzenberger, a walk and a strikeout for Schwarzenberger tonight. Caleb Balgar, the top of the order, is on the on-deck circle for the Monarchs. In an 8-2 game, a runner on first, 2 down. In the 6th, fastball sails high and away. Able to get up out of his crouch to make the catch was Stevens, who will now come out and chat with the right-handed pitcher. Again, Monarchs fans, want to remind you the season finale tomorrow here at Flat Rock Field, a 7:05 first pitch against the Galleon Graders. Make sure to come on out and enjoy Monarchs baseball in Southeast Michigan one last time before the trip to Central Ohio to take on Galleon on Sunday afternoon to wrap things up. 1-0 to Schwarzenberger out of the committee on the mound, and swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Schwarzenberger has batted from the left side all night, opposing right-handed pitchers. Break even on the way. Well high. Up a ball on the count is Schwarzenberger, 2-1. Good crowd on hand. Some have filed out here tonight. It's become a chilly night as it's drooped under 70 degrees and windy. 2-1 outside. Kiefer loses his hat after delivering that pitch, revealing his blonde hair, wavy blonde hair. 3-1. Donning the number 26 is Kiefer. Doesn't want to issue his 2nd straight walk, but he will. Fastball not even close, well high. 2 walks with 2 outs in the inning after Kiefer got a flyout and a strikeout to start the frame. Caleb Balgar, the batter. A single, a double, and a ground out today for Caleb. Monarchs, can they get back into it? Down 8-2 in the 6th. There's 2 outs in the frame and runners at first and second. Pitch on the way. And it bounces in. Ball 1 from the right-handed pitcher, Jacob Kiefer. Kiefer's last appearance, a losing effort against the Hamilton Joes, which knocked him out of the rotation. 1-0 is high, 2-0. Took the loss against Hamilton on July 13th, 2 weeks ago. 4 innings pitched, 8 runs, 7 earned, 9 hits, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts. 2-0. Upstairs, 3-0. Just can't bring that ball down. Kiefer has had multiple walks in 5 of his 7 outings this year, and more than 3 or more in 4 of those 7. 3-0 over the inside corner for a strike. The Clippers fans approve. Balgard from Indiana looking to strike. 1 swing on the bat could cut this lead in half. Couple looks towards second, the 3-1. Huge cut. Foul off the catcher, Stevens. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Kiefer from the stretch at 3-2 is high, ball 4. And he has walked the bases loaded as Jacob Kiefer after getting the first 2 outs in the inning. And now this is getting interesting. Monarchs getting to the meat of the order with Will Prater. Now you got to get a man up and throwing if you are the Muskegon Clippers. Just in case Kiefer can't get out of this. Hope you have been following the Lake Erie Monarchs social media pages, Lake Erie Monarchs on Facebook, at GLL_Monarchs on Twitter, which is your source for instant updates from the Narc Kingdom. Larry Bailaracki going out to break up the mound visit. Pitching coach coming out for Muskegon. 3 straight walks for Jacob Kiefer after retiring the first 2 in this inning. Monarchs 8-2 down, but trying to claw back into it with the sacks full. Will Prater, 0 for 2, lined into a double play, struck out, walked, and scored a run in the 5th. Fastball high, ball 1. And he probably, I would think, Muskegon would have to pull him here if Prater is walked. 1-0, also high and tight, 2-0. The windup. He comes home, fastball outside, 3-0. Kiefer just can't quite find it. 5-pitch walk, 5-pitch walk, 6-pitch walk in the last batter. 3-0's high, ball 4. And Will Prater will walk to bring in a run, his 2nd RBI of the night, 5th RBI of the season. And the Monarchs now are down just 8-3. And that's going to be it for Jacob Kiefer. He is not going to be able to get out of the 6th inning. Just couldn't get that command down, and that'll be all for him. New pitcher coming on from Muskegon, 8-3 game, bottom of the 6th. Monarchs nearly have the tying run up to the plate. See what happens next. You are listening to Monarchs Radio. Dylan Schroeder comes in a tough situation. Bottom of the 6th, bases are loaded, a run is in. The Monarchs are down 8-3 to the Muskegon Clippers. Will Prater has just walked with no room to put him. And so Jacob Kiefer faces 6, walked 4 of them, struck out 1, got 2 outs. Now Dylan Schroeder will try and get out of this jam. Ball 1 to Alex Lambo. 2 singles and a strikeout for Alex Lambo, the number 3 man in the Monarchs order. Monarchs have scored a run in 3 of the last 4 innings now. 1-0 slider for a strike from Schroeder. A ball and a strike. The Eastern Michigan Eagle is Dylan Schroeder. Just finished up his freshman year there. 1-1. Lambo, a huge cut. Came up empty. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Schroeder is 6 foot, 195 pounds. From Temperance, Michigan. 1-2. And Lambo fights one off to the screen behind home. 1-2. Temperance is not too far north of my neck of the woods in Toledo. Literally a couple miles north of the border is Temperance. He attended Bedford High School. He was a kicking mule during his time in high school. 1-2. And Schroeder induces a ground ball over to second. Lambo trying to beat it out, but Bryant will get the ball there in time. And the Monarchs will leave them loaded and miss out on a big opportunity that was handed to him. Jacob Kiefer will ultimately allow just 1 run despite walking 4 men. And Schroeder gets out of the massive jam. To the 7th here in Flat Rock, 8-3 Muskegon on your home for Lake Erie Monarchs Baseball, monarchsradio.com. Lake Erie Monarchs in danger of being swept by the Muskegon Clippers here today. They trail it by a count of 8-3 as the visiting half of the 7th is set to begin. The Monarchs with just 3 outs to work with in this 7-inning game. 8, 9, and 1 will face off against Sean O'Keefe in the 7th. And the pitch from O'Keefe, fastball for a strike, up and on the inner half, 0-1. Jack Butler, 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored here today for Muskegon. 0-1. Strike over the outside corner, 0-2. Sean O'Keefe has looked pretty good, all things considered here. Got out of a jam in the 5th with a strikeout. Struck out 2 more in the 6th. Allowed a double that ended up scoring, 0-2. Butler flies it back to the fencing behind home. Keep the count the same. Then a wild pitch ultimately brought him in. Mason Stites is able to move him up with a fly ball. 0-2, low and away. 1-2 on Butler. We have those official substitutions that occurred after Micah Allen pinch hit for Blake Dunn in the 6th. 1-2. Curveball bounced over to second. Prater Fields, and his soft toss to first is in time for out number 1. So Sean O'Keefe, through his first 6, has allowed just 1 hit. And that'll give Nathan Stevens a chance to swing it. A walk, a single, and a strikeout for Stevens. He also has come across once. 8-3 Muskegon, bases empty, top of the 7th, and 1 out. Going late into the night on a Friday. Fastball, strike 1. By the way, for those fans who are looking for the stats from Game 1, those will be up shortly afterward. We actually had a computer crash in the middle of the game, and it was about the 5th inning. Really unfortunate. Time is called. And so we're going to have to go back afterwards and rescore that game, and then we'll have the full stats up. But this game has gone as planned, fortunately, to this point. 0-1 over the outside corner, 0-2. That 5-1 win for Muskegon. Jacob Wazinski, a beautiful performance on the mound. 0-2 check swing on a pitch low and away, and he did not go. This is Grant Henderson, base umpire, standing behind first base right now. 1-2. Outfield and infield playing essentially straight away on Stevens. 1-2 to him. Towering pop-up will shoot out of play to the left of home. 1 ball, 2 strikes. No youth games today here at Flat Rock Field. Sean O'Keefe a little slow to get up here as he was hunched down to the right of the mound. And I mentioned that O'Keefe has not batted in a game since July 12th. The Monarchs might have to make a quick shift here to bring in a new pitcher. They're going to bring out the trainer as well to look at Sean O'Keefe. The entire infield is in. And you just get concerned for the health of the player who just came on to pitch in a game that Muskegon has had command of since, well, really the 5th inning. They blew it open to make it 7-1. And you definitely don't want to see a player get hurt in a situation like this. And O'Keefe seems to be shaken up in some way, shape, or form here as they're looking in the direction of his right arm, perhaps. 8-3 game, 1 out, top of the 7th. And nobody on for the Muskegon Clippers. Home plate umpire Larry Bailarucki out there as well to inspect things. And it looks like Keegan Watson's going to have to come in and pitch. He has come out of the bullpen, or rather the dugout, and he'll get some time to warm up. But yeah, even if O'Keefe is okay, you've got to pull him in this situation with this being summer ball, and so O'Keefe's going to exit the game, and not what you want to see if you're the Monarchs. They're down 8-3, and a bad night gets a little bit worse as O'Keefe is banged up. So Keegan Watson's the new pitcher. He's going to be the 4th of the night. Monarchs down 5 in the top of the 7th. 1 out, bases empty. We'll be right back. Keegan Watson going to warm up here and get ready to go. You are listening to Monarchs Baseball. Rough night for the Monarchs, rough season for the Monarchs, and injuries have been no exception to that rule as well. A lot of players had to go home early this year, and Sean O'Keefe, who we have not seen bat since July 12th, has now left the game after pitching here tonight. 1-2 count. Keegan Watson, the fourth pitcher of the night for the Monarchs, and it's a ball high as it's now 2-2 on Nathan Stevens, who's still in the batter's box against Watson, the University of Nebraska pitcher. 2-2 pitch. Rung him up. Strike three. Good pitch. And so Keegan Watson will get credit for the strikeout. And Sean O'Keefe will officially allow just one run here tonight. It was earned in the sixth inning. 35 pitches, an inning and 2/3. Faced 6, 3 strikeouts, a hit. That earned run and a wild pitch. Now Travis Janes will step in, swing, a fly ball, rock deep to center field. Backing up on it is O'Laughlin, coasting under it in the alleyway. Makes the catch, and that's all here in the top of the seventh as Keegan Watson needs just 3 pitches to get out of trouble. We wish the best for Sean O'Keefe. Bottom of the seventh, last chance for the Monarchs. They're down 8-3. You are listening to Monarchs Baseball. Dylan Schroeder on to try and slam the door and keep this score the same. 8-3, bottom half of the seventh inning. Middle of the order, 4, 5, and 6. Jake Goodrow, Andrew Dyke, Casey O'Laughlin will face Schroeder. Righty delivers, and Goodrow puts one on the ground that's not fielded cleanly by the first baseman. Will get into right field, and safe on the play is Jake Goodrow. Went off the glove of Ryan Blake Jones on a tough ground ball, and that will be a base hit for Jake Goodrow. His third hit of the night. He also has a sacrifice fly, so it's been a good night for Jake Goodrow. 9 hits now in the game for the Lake Erie Monarchs. We're in the bottom half of the seventh, and the Monarchs have their leadoff man on. Andrew Dyke, 0 for 2 with a sac fly tonight. Called strike one to him. We've had no errors here either side in both games. Been clean. Oh, one sails high and away. Goodrow had taken an extra step or two towards second base, expecting that baseball to head away from the catcher, Stevens. Even count at 1. Pitch from Dylan Schroeder, and it's a fly ball hit foul into the Muskegon Clippers bullpen down the first base side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dylan Schroeder making his 13th appearance of the season for Muskegon this year. 1-2 stays high, even it up at 2. 1-1 record, 7.07 ERA. 14 innings pitched, 9 strikeouts to 12 walks, and has allowed 16 hits. 2-2. Ground ball through the right side. Is it going to slow down? It goes off the glove of Nolan Bryant and kicks a little bit into right field. So Andrew Dyke will pick up a single. 10th hit of the game for the Monarchs.
From Northwestern University, center fielder, number 33, Casey.
Good start to the inning, making this one interesting. Monarchs are out hitting him 10-7. A trail big. That's the definition of scattering hits. That's what Muskegon has done tonight. They've grouped hits. Fastball outside to O'Loughlin. 2 air outs and a single for O'Loughlin today. Trying to get the Monarchs on the board. 8-3 game in the bottom half of the 7th. 1-0, chopped on the ground towards second. Nolan Bryant throws to second for 1, throw to first. That's going to be a fielder's choice, so O'Loughlin beats it out. Gaudreau moves up to third on the play. Bryant with a good turn. Got the man 4-6.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, the designated hitter, number 28.
2 outs away now from the victory are the Muskegon Clippers, ahead by 5 in the 7th. Keegan Watson with a single and 2 strikeouts tonight. He's now pitching, so the Monarchs have burned the DH officially. Strike 1 called. Watson needed to throw just 3 pitches in the top of the 7th to get out of that issue. 0-1 at the knees, inside corner for strike 2. Muskegon won back on June 17th, 7-4 and 10-2 over the Monarchs. Won 5-1 tonight, up 8-3 right now, and swing and a miss from Keegan Watson, down on 3 pitches. He has the golden sombrero tonight, 3 Ks. And the Monarchs are down to Casey Slattery. 2 outs, bottom of the 7th, runners at the corners. Clippers 8, Monarchs 3. Slattery 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored tonight. Swings and misses and a fastball for strike 1. Dylan Schroeder allowed 1 unearned run, walked 3, struck out 1, faced 6 against the Locos a couple days ago. Ball low and away, 1-1. That was his first appearance in 9 days. Schroeder looks in, gets the sign from Stevens, and delivers. Can't bring the slider down enough. Stayed up, 2-1. Slattery, open stance, left side. Against the righty Schroeder, 2-1. His line back to the screen behind home. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Slattery. Gain his lead at first is O'Loughlin. Gaudreau a modest lead at third. 2-2. And it's slapped on the ground hard, and nice backhand by Bryant, but can't completely field it. Throws to second and still gets O'Loughlin anyway, and that's going to be the ball game. So O'Loughlin just couldn't quite get there in time to second. He's out 4-6 on a fielder's choice, and Muskegon will pick up a victory. They sweep the doubleheader today from the Lake Erie Monarchs. They win game 2 by a final count of 8-3. Monarchs get 2 hits, leave 2 men on in the bottom half of the 7th, not able to score. In fact, they left 5 men on over the last 2 innings combined here today. 11 men left on base in total for the Lake Erie Monarchs, who just can't get over the hump. And that would probably be the best way to put it, as they could not string together enough hits to get the W. So the Muskegon Clippers, they'll move on now to face the Irish Hills Leprechauns, a home-and-home series, which will begin back up at Marsh Field in Muskegon tomorrow. Their finale at home, a 7:05 start before they finish the season in Adrian on Sunday evening. The Lake Erie Monarchs, they are off to play well, at home first, and then they'll play in Galion on Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. But as for tomorrow, they will play at 7:05 here at Flat Rock Field. Winner in the game, Jared Mayle, who improves to 3-1 with the triumph. The loss goes to Alex Tice, who got the start and pitched just an inning, but the Monarchs fell behind right away, and hence he is saddled with the loss here today. Time of game was 2 hours and 23 minutes, quite more lengthy than the first game, which was an hour 46 here today. The totals, 8 runs on 7 hits, no errors, 8 men left on base for Muskegon, 3 runs on 10 hits, no errors, and 11 men left on for Lake Erie. The Monarchs dropped to 16-22-1, approaching or getting closer to their low water mark of the year. Muskegon Clippers back up to 22-18. They've played some good baseball, especially lately, but are still going to, at least for their sake, unfortunately going to come up short of making the postseason this year. So the Monarchs back at home tomorrow night, 7:05 first pitch. We will let you know if there is a broadcast. There's no guarantee there will be a broadcast tomorrow here from Flat Rock Field. So we will let you know as soon as we know via social media. We will be with the team in Galion for the series finale coming up on Sunday, the 29th, with a 4 o'clock first pitch. Monarchs fall tonight by a final count of 8-3. They lost game 1, also 5-1, and Muskegon wins the doubleheader and sweeps the season series away from the Monarchs as well 4-0. Thanks so much for tuning in. I am Kevin Peel saying good night from Flat Rock Field here in Flat Rock, Michigan. You have been listening to Lake Erie Monarchs Baseball on monarchsradio.com. Good night, everyone.